You don't rise by being available to everyone. You rise by being intentional about who gets access to your mind, your energy, your presence. A Stoic man understands this deeply. He knows that the people around him are not neutral. They either sharpen him or weaken him. And most of the time, it's not the obvious enemies that destroy your discipline. It's the tolerated ones, the familiar ones, the ones you let stay out of guilt, comfort, or fear of being alone. Avoiding the wrong people is not judgment. It's protection. It's self-respect. Because when you're building inner strength, every conversation, every interaction, every presence in your space either feeds your fire or drains it. This is where most men fall. They're strong in solitude but weak in selection. They train in silence, then hand over their peace to people who never earned it. But not you. Not anymore. You've chosen to lead yourself. That means cutting emotional deadweight. That means learning how to recognize the people who don't belong in your future, no matter how long they've been in your past. In this video, we're breaking down 10 types of people a Stoic man must avoid, not out of hate, but out of clarity. Because your time is currency, your focus is power, and your peace is not negotiable. The first type of person to avoid is the one who constantly complains, not the man going through something real but by. But the one addicted to being a victim. His life is always unfair. Someone is always to blame. He never takes ownership, never finds solutions, and never grows. And if you let him close, his mindset starts to seep into yours. You start doubting your progress. You start seeing problems where there were none. A Stoic man doesn't waste time in circles of helplessness. He surrounds himself with people who face life, not run from it. The second type, the emotional reactor. The one who explodes over everything, who turns minor moments into major scenes. Every inconvenience becomes a meltdown. Every disagreement becomes a war. And if you're not careful, you get pulled into their chaos. But the warrior knows, energy is sacred, peace is earned, and the company you keep determines your inner weather. You don't walk with people who confuse emotion with strength. You walk with those who master it, the third person to cut off. The manipulator, the one who twists words, plays victim when convenient, and gaslights you into questioning what you know is real. Stoicism is rooted in clarity, mental, emotional, and moral. And the manipulator thrives on confusion. He thrives on guilt. And if you allow him too close, he'll infect your sense of self. The Stoic man doesn't explain himself to those committed to misunderstanding him. He sets the boundary and walks. The fourth type of person a Stoic man must avoid is the gossiper. The one who always knows someone else's business, always has something to say about people who aren't in the room. Understand this. If they talk about others to you, they will talk about you to others. Gossip is the currency of the weak. It signals a lack of discipline, a lack of purpose, and above all, a lack of honor. The Stoic man doesn't entertain whispers. He speaks directly or not at all. Next is the fifth type, the energy leech. This person never brings value, only drains it. They always need something, your time, your attention, your emotional labor, but they never give, never pour back. Their problems are endless, their crises urgent. And you, without realizing it, become their emotional caretaker. But a Stoic man knows that energy spent on chaos is energy stolen from purpose. You're not a rescue mission. You're a fortress, and fortresses don't leave the gates open. The sixth person to avoid? The enabler of weakness. The one who encourages your excuses, validates your laziness, and praises you for staying comfortable. This person may seem supportive, but in reality, they're keeping you soft. Every time you talk about your goals, they change the subject. Every time you set a boundary, they push against it. They don't challenge you, they coddle you. And the Stoic knows, comfort is the enemy of growth. Anyone who keeps you where you are isn't helping you, they're holding you. If you're ready to stop being controlled by your thoughts and start leading them, subscribe and hit the bell. Not for more noise, but for more clarity. The seventh type of person to distance yourself from is the insecure competitor. This is the one who claps when you're losing, stays quiet when you're winning, and smiles in your face while quietly hoping you fail. They don't want to grow. They want to see you shrink. Your success triggers their inadequacy. Your progress becomes a mirror for their stagnation, and instead of rising with you, they resent you. A Stoic man recognizes this energy instantly. He doesn't confront it. He doesn't try to convert it. He simply steps away. Because real confidence doesn't compete, it builds, it inspires, it leads. Eighth on the list, the unstable loyalist. The one who says they're with you but can't be counted on when it matters. Today they have your back, tomorrow they're gone. Not because they're evil, but because they're emotionally unreliable. They love loudly but inconsistently. They disappear when you need them and reappear when they need you. A Stoic man values stability over sentiment. Loyalty isn't proven in words. It's tested in silence, in distance, in difficulty. And if someone only shows up when it's convenient, they were never with you to begin with. Then there's number 9, the chronic doubter. This is the person who never believes in your ideas, your vision, your moves. Every step forward is questioned. Every goal seems too much. And they disguise it as realism. But don't be fooled. They don't doubt your plan, they doubt themselves, and your ambition exposes their small thinking. The Stoic doesn't waste time justifying his direction. He surrounds himself with builders, not skeptics. If they can't see the mission, they're not meant to walk it with you. The 10th and final type of person a Stoic man must avoid is the masked manipulator, the one who pretends to support you while subtly steering you off course. They use encouragement as control. Their compliments come with strings. Their advice sounds helpful, but always pushes you closer to their agenda, not your clarity. These people are dangerous because they don't operate through chaos. They operate through charm. And by the time you notice, they've already planted doubt in your mind and direction. The Stoic man develops what others lack, discernment. He doesn't just listen to what's being said, he watches what's being done. He listens between the words. He tracks the patterns. And when something feels off, he doesn't wait for proof to take action. He distances himself early, quietly, and without drama. Because when you have peace, you don't gamble it on someone's potential. You protect it, even if it means walking away alone. And once you begin cutting these people out, one by one, something shifts. The fog clears, your energy lifts, your mind sharpens. You begin to feel how heavy certain connections were. You begin to notice how much noise you tolerated in the name of kindness, loyalty, or guilt. But not anymore. Because now every person around you either fuels your focus or gets removed from it. There is no neutral. There is no in-between. And that standard? That's the foundation of mental strength. At some point, you realize that protecting your peace isn't selfish. It's sacred. You no longer feel guilty for walking away from people who disturb your clarity. You no longer explain your silence to those who never respected your voice. You no longer tolerate relationships that cost you more than they contribute. That's not coldness. That's evolution. The Stoic man isn't detached from people. He's attached to purpose. And anything or anyone that threatens that purpose is not allowed in the gate. You begin to operate with a different kind of precision. You watch more than you speak. You feel people's energy before you listen to their words. You test loyalty through consistency, not comfort. And most of all, you honor your time. Because time is no longer something you trade for validation, entertainment, or attention. It's an investment. And you don't invest in what doesn't grow you. This is the final shift. You stop trying to change people. You stop hoping they'll rise with you. You stop waiting for them to match your discipline. You rise anyway. You walk anyway. You build anyway. And by doing that, you attract the rare, those who move like you. Those who don't flinch, who don't beg, who don't perform. Just solid men with silent standards and clean minds. That's your tribe. That's your path. So now ask yourself, how many people are still sitting at your table simply because you're afraid of what your life would sound like without their noise?